Hi everyone. So for today's discussion for the case study, I thought it would be a good idea to come up with a warm up for the youth baseball team. Um, so, like I said, they're youth, so I'm assuming that they're going to need something that's going to be a little bit more fun, a little bit more active, but still sports specific for them. Um, so I always like to start off my warm ups for anybody with something aerobic. So I'd have them start off with doing 2 laps of each around the bases of doing just a slow jog to get warmed up, maybe side shuffling, inside, outside, like facing inside, facing outside, a couple times around the bases, and then either karaoke or grapevine. So those two, they're known as the same thing, just different names. Around the bases again, just something fun. It gets the legs going, gets the heart rate up, and makes them start to sweat, to breathe a little heavier, gets their blood flowing. Um, and then I'd probably have them go and do 10 of each, jumping jacks, high knees, and butt kicks as a team. So just like high knees, bring your knees up, jumping jacks, and butt kicks, bring the feet to the butt, to get them going together as a team, get kind of started with everything. And then since baseball involves a lot of, throwing movements, catching, running, sliding, diving, stuff like that, and have them do some arm windmills or some arm swings, either this way or this way, to open up the chest, get the arms going, moving. Have them do some arm circles this way, maybe do some wrist circles, to get the joints going and moving. Do some wide dynamic toe touches, so legs apart and you'd reach down and across opposite toe. Sorry, you can't really see very well from here. Let me just angle this down a little. So like down and across, stretching the hamstrings and the lower body. Do some leg swings forward and back, maybe even side to side. Hip opener, circle the hip, open up the hip, open the joint, get the mobility going in the joints. Some dynamic adductor stretches, so side to side here, stretch the adductor muscles on the inside of the legs. Do a squat to hamstring, or squat to toe touch, a squat and then reach onto your toes. Some shoulder rolls, so roll back, roll forward, neck circles, loosen everything up, just keep the heart rate up during everything. And then some trunk rotations, side to side, just to warm up the thoracic cavity, the trunk, get everything going. And then after all of that, I'd have them start to do the sport-specific activities. So things like throwing and fielding and pitching, or if they're the catcher, start warming up with catching activities. Since baseball is pretty specific in the movements that they do, and pretty much everybody has their specific thing that they do. Towards the end, you're going to want to have them get started on those movements, just so they're not over-taxing themselves or overworking themselves in the warm-up before they start their game or before they start their practice. Some good stretches for some youth baseball players would be bring one arm across your chest, triceps, chest openers, bring the hands back behind or opening up to the side. Bring the arms out front, push away, reaching onto your toes, stretch the hamstrings, quadriceps, calf stretches, so bringing your foot up against the wall. I can't really show you here. Bringing your foot up and stretching in to stretch the calves. Some good morning stretches up against the wall where you drop the head down and stretch the shoulders and the back a little bit. Figure fours to stretch the glutes. They do a lot of running and sprinting So that's good too. Another good stretches or anything for the hips. So like a runner's lunge, where they can stretch forward, open up the hip flexor. Pigeon pose, which is a yoga pose. It's down on the floor, opens up the hip flexor. Side bends, so reaching side to side, stretching the side here, are good stretches for baseball players to kind of help with recovery after their practices or after their games, to kind of help keep the soreness down and prevent injuries. The warm-up is definitely going to be the most important part about preventing injuries for these young athletes. So it's just a simple warm-up to go through. A coach can make it more fun by adding, doing walks down base to base, or anything fun that they can add to that warm up. Since they are youth, you kind of do need to keep them stimulated and keep them active. Otherwise, they're just going to think a warm up is a really, really boring part of their practice. So anything that can kind of give it a little extra something will definitely, keep them going and make them realize the importance of the warm up so that they can avoid injuries during their practices and during their season. So that's all I have. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.